Path of Exile 2. 130 hours deep. The ongoing change that GGG made to make accelerated orbs drop more frequently changed how chaos orbs work, and the various changes to make the scarps and the whetstones simultaneously more rare, but still easy to get, has improved the value of a lot of these crafting systems. Accelerated orbs drop enough that you don't feel bad about dropping them onto an item that throws some great starting stats. I've used more exiles to make myself gear in the Poe 2 in 130 hours than I used in the 3000 hours in Poe 1, which shows that there was a serious issue and it has indeed been fixed. Currency market is half of the best update the game could have ever received, where the item auction house GGG. Fix the tremendously bot player trading by just giving us an auction house. Force players to put the item up to avoid all the FK sellers, bots and price fixers. The biggest thing I can say about the new passive tree is that they moved passives away from the weapons and items and focused them more around the things you want to do. I have a mercenary with a 2 hours mace, and I have exactly the 0 mace passives. There are passives or 1-2 handed weapon damage, physical damage and bleed damage all over the tree. This is a very clearly part of their new design philosophy around letting people weapon swap to different weapons and different sets of perks to enable more build crafting. When the swords and axes get released, I can see a ton of people swapping back and forth between the two sets of melee skills. I'm excited to see how melee skills for swords and axes give them identity, mostly swords though. Swords are the best. GGG deserves a break for Christmas. They responded fast and dealt with all the major things beforehand, but I'm excited to see when we get more weapons, more classes and more skills leading into the new year. I'm looking ahead for cutting other games out of my budget because I don't see myself needing to play things like Evodes, and definitely not GTA 6 since it won't have the PC port anyway. I'll probably only play Monster Hunter Wilds for the new titles and next year at this point too. So the gameplay literally fire. I don't know if they're gonna add some more difficulty sliders or whatever, but as it's right now it's intense. After we go to the Red Veil map, I think, I noticed the enemies mob started having the better tactics, ranged potions, and fast and slow ones and take stuff like that. My point here is neither their life or mind was bigger, so did an averager damage and died quickly. I did high damage and got damage quickly too. Really fair balance if you ask me. The bosses aren't spongy and they just can do a lot of damage, but somehow lives under 1 to 2 minutes at most. This made me have a really better time than in Diablo 4. Anyone who tried and played the high difficult settings starts noticing the game fights are stretched, so they become really spongy and it tires some after some points. Plus Wizard nerfed the outdated skills, so it's rewarding to actually keep playing of the game to be punished. Obviously I can't use the same judgment to a released game, but I noticed, at least with the monkey skill kit, the way I was playing was basically charging stacks to unleash more powerful ones. It's a really technical build, high damage with the timed properly, and if somehow you screw, you can die with 1 or 3 hits, depends on enemy kind. So I really enjoy the danger reward playout. I noticed in the early maps, but something which really stuck out for me was the designs of enemies were really unique and flashed. Hardly a simple reskin, at least in the first 7 regions, so in theory, the rest takes like this. It's a really good thing to see into the effort put in something you like, so with the players have a better experience. About the graphics and performance. To be honest, the game graphics looks really good for the isometric, optimization is great in everything but shadows. I don't know, I mean I tested everything ultra high and stuff, but when you change shadows from low to high I got 120 FPS, okay playing with it like that, but if you change to ultra I got 80 FPS, like 40 FPS was. From low to high it's only 140 to 124, so For being an isometric, I don't think shadows are that important, but anyway. I can notice that difference or 3 presets, thus I play in high with 120 FPS and everything else maxed. I use RTX 4070 Ti Super. No graphics card as yet, but the servers are so damn fine. My ping stays between 7 to 12 playing in Sao Paulo SA. Really happy with this. I'm used to online games staying at around 27 to 40 and I have a good internet, but most servers we have on SA are really usually bad, so that made me happy. Combat is slower, but every small group of enemies is viable threat to you, like Elden Ring or Souls-like RPGs. During is simple to understand and your screen doesn't explode with the garbage items constantly like in Path of Exile 1 or Diablo. The skill jam system is a complete innovation for the genre, since everyone can use anything they want, but now it's easier to stop your builds and its onboarding process is way better for the new players. In my group of 5, we had 2 people that had never played the Path of Exile 1 and they took to the game easily and found themselves really enjoying it. There really isn't any other game that gives you this much freedom. The passive tree is bigger, yet doesn't feel as daunting as originally indeed in Path of Exile 1. You're going to see some negative reviews because people didn't understand that this is in early access and on day 1 it had stability issues. This is the point of the beta test and early access. You're going to see some negative reviews because people are trying to play like this on Path of Exile 1. That is like comparing Elden Ring to the Grindable Fantasy Relink. Both are excellent games, but you cannot play one like the other, you will fail. This isn't the fault of the game, it's fault of the player not understanding the assignment. Similar to the Elder Well that Grand Theft Auto 6 may still launch next year. I say that knowing we are getting Monster Hunter Wilds, I can easily say that. While incredibly popular, I don't imagine either of those games will have a quarter of the quality that GGG has given with the Path of Exile 2. And that's how I feel after only 12 hours of time with a half hour of his content. If anything changes, I'll update my review. So guys, thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to my channel and set up the notifications. Thank you and bye. Thank